All right, everybody, Mr., Mrs. and mixes of all kinds and flavors. Welcome to episode 100. 100.
Hell yeah.
Of Stemming the Tide. What a wonderfully arbitrary number to hit a milestone on. That's right, I'm in that camp, but it's still exciting.
Boo! Episode 100, let's go, baby! We like round numbers up in this motherfucker.
I love celebrating numbers.
I have to count on my hands.
Easily divisible by the number of digits we generally have on our hands. And I also love that you're
Metric
all
system.
Still here, following along, putting your effort in. Like, it's kind of hard to believe we made it this far. Wicked excited. If anyone listening is unaware, there has been lead-up content to this. There are recaps of our run of Troubles in Otari that are full of detail and flavor. There are vignettes that were written by all of the players here and collaborated with myself on to produce and create a more cohesive story for what happened before, what's going to happen now. We are going into a sort of side jaunt of story that is very much connected to Stemming the Tide. It is rolling in and pulling in the stuff that we went through and our test recording, that the formative months, as it were, and efforts to get where we are now. And I'm wicked excited to sort of present it. It's, like I said, it's going to be connected to SET. It's very much connected to Abomination Vaults, but this is my sort of story that is built off of everything that everyone here has written for their characters. So it's a super collaborative thing where, but despite the fact that all of these players are so in the dark, as I've told them so little about what's going to happen here. So I'm excited. I'm just excited. I'm kind of freaking out here and I'm a little bit nervous, but I can't wait. How's everyone feeling? How's everyone feeling about getting into something very different pace here?
Buzzing.
I'm feeling like a mushroom right now. Because I've been kept in the dark and fed a
Fed a
lot.
lot of shit.
Marky Mark over here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're a real poet,
That's
Cam.
not, what the
You're
fuck?
a
That is
real
not Marky
poet.
Mark.
Yeah, Marky
It
Mark and the
is.
Departed.
That is older than Marky. That's so, yeah.
Well, I am very excited because I really like my old character, Aelin Weinmar, and I'm excited to revisit him. That being said, I forgot just how many feats rogues have, and
So
holy
many feats.
fuck.
Yeah.
You thought I forgot how to play a sorcerer. Wait till you see my rogue.
I didn't think you forgot. I just didn't think you knew.
No,
Potato,
he learned
tomato.
at some point.
He
and then
had the
forgot.
wisdom of a
Yeah,
child
I'm
once.
pretty sure, at least I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
I read the book at one point.
Mm.
No, I'm hype as fuck to be here. Talford is definitely a fun character, and can't wait to get back into playing a psychic.
Yes. I'm sorry. Did you say psychic? I thought I heard psycho. Okay.
What episode is this
Both work.
for Cam? Riddle me that.
Well, it's episode 100 for all of us, Scott. I don't know how.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But what episode is it for Cam?
So
15?
Cam introduced Lump in episode 86. So
Ooh,
Yeah.
all right.
this would be the 15th episode, not including what we did prior to the official recruitment. Anyone? I think it's gonna be really fun here to explore these characters. They're kind of coming in various capacities from what we did before. You know, Aelin was there from the start. So was Arthur, who's played by James. But Arthur didn't stick it out the whole way. You know, stick it out most of the way. Aelin stuck it out the whole way. Krugga, being played by Duncan, stuck it out for very little. And Talford was really only there for the last part. So it's quite the mishmash of experience in the game world for all of these characters. And they have varying amounts of time spent together. I think Krugga's time spent with the other characters is the least amount in the grand scheme of things.
Oh yeah, he was in and out.
Yeah.
Also,
quick.
listeners, you are not currently hearing wrong. This is Krugga, as opposed to
Yeah,
Kraka.
so I'm excited to get back to Krugga.
The sort of thing that has plagued James.
Yeah, we're
Sorry, go ahead.
we're gonna see if this is funny and clever or pretty stupid, and I'm pretty happy with either.
Yeah. This has plagued James since Krukka's introduction. And if you've ever heard Krukka being called Krugga by James, if you ever caught that, it's Duncan's fault.
Yep. I did not make this easy for anybody, including myself, when trying to read this in small print.
Yeah. And also, let's just get this out of the way, too. If you find no discernible difference between the voice of Tulok and Aelin, that's because there is none.
They're all just my voice.
Just slightly elevated.
It's a beautiful
slightly
voice,
elevated
Scott.
cadence.
It's a beautiful voice. Don't mess with perfection, Scott. Your voice is perfect. You don't need to change anything. Just keep doing it.
That's right.
Well, what do we say we dive into the old intro here? What I've got prepared. Are you ready to just kind of hang out and be along for the ride?
So
Yes.
ready.
I like rides.
The gentlest of breezes offers the gentlest of touches. Barely enough to cause an eye to bat or a flame to flicker. But sometimes it's only just steady perseverance that builds a wave, or only the merest of caresses that's needed to trigger an avalanche. And even a rock slide might start on the smallest of scales, as we see here, and I stop waxing philosophical, because I'm not actually talking about natural catastrophes or the slow build of insurmountable odds. I'm really only talking about tiny snores and snorts of a bulging Shuni and the flaky crumbs tumbling down his bulging overcoat as he sleeps on the porch of a rustic yet magnificent beachside lodge. James, I would like to ask you to describe this Shuni and exactly what kind of crumbs we're seeing tumble down his tummy at the moment.
Those are currently and almost always have been sausage rolls. Arthur, they're his favorite. I did a lot of things I do differently with Arthur, including write in a nemesis and a favorite food. I always try and take different approaches with my characters. And Arthur is by far the most mundane of those characters that I've ever created when I shoot for always mundane characters. So I'm very, very happy with him, as always. He is probably what you would consider overweight. He's a very large Shuni, and he's also very old. He's in retirement and has been for quite a few years, and that's why he didn't make an appearance on Chapter 3 of Troubles in Otari.
Yeah, very happily retired. What could we see visually here? What are we looking at? We'll have had the artwork thankfully posted on the socials now, but give us our audio listeners a little visual image here.
Yeah, so he's a fawn Shuni, so he's fawn colored. He's got a black mouth and those black dead eyes that pugs are known for. He's wearing a mostly green clothes, like loose-fitting robes over top, and this green fisher's hat with a bunch of lures and jigs thrown in it. He will always be found with an antler necklace around his neck, which acts as his holy symbol, and usually a longbow strapped upon the back of his constant companion, best friend, and current mount, Goatku, the giant goat.
I missed Goku.
Goku! Shout out.
I remember when we first did our building of the original characters for the test recording, and James just came out swinging with puns, and I just was like, "Oh God, am I gonna have to? We're gonna have to do this, aren't we?" And Arthur was one thing. Goatku got me. It was so funny. It'll
Still
go
really
down in
proud of that
history. Yeah, so good. And goats are your favorite animals, are they not, James?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. So.
It's hard to
So
argue
good.
with the prowess, power, companionship, and love a goat can give you.
Well, as Arthur the Shuni slumbers on the deck, his aged face twitches with emotion as his mind conjures and mixes memories of all kinds. Memories of joy and pride in showing his little nephew Raphael around the town as a young pup. Memories of anxiety from competing at the annual Otari Bake-Off, of adrenaline during the recent attack on the Otari graveyard, and of the peace and happiness found in the aromas of a masterfully brewed cup of coffee. A light scraping and tumbling of gravel ekes into the scene we're creating here, caused by the ginger footsteps of a hulking orc, who despite his best efforts can never seem to avoid kicking a rock or two. And as they say, big feet make for stubbed toes. As the steps grow closer... As the steps grow closer and their attempted gentleness pushes rocks this way and that, a sizable goat, of course Goatku, standing on the beach near Arthur, bleats with anxiety or possible excitement at the sight of the orc. Arthur, in his 40 winks, instinctively rubs a hip at the sound, and his dreams turn to the rider training he and Goatku endured, and the persistent bleating involved with that. And as the orc stops to calm the goat with a raised hand, Arthur starts awake and immediately takes in the massive full moon high in the night sky. A silhouette of the orc looms over him, and as his eyes adjust, he sees a face he has not seen for quite some time. Duncan, who is this orc?
Krugga. I will note Krugga with 2 G's. You listeners may know my regular character, Krugga, with 2 Q's. Very similar in appearance, very different in appearance in other ways. They've got a similar facial structure because they may not have some ties that may get divulged further on down this here story. Who knows? It might just be a coincidence. Who knows?
Sounds like it to me.
Yeah, but so Krugga, I'm actually going to have trouble getting this straight. My God. Krugga is a green-skinned orc, where Krugga is gray-skinned, but his skin is covered head to toe in scars. He is a fighter and comes from the Hold-Scarred heritage. He's also a monk, and just kind of like, shows up in loosely fitting robes. He's kind of an easygoing guy, a magnanimous, live in the moment kind of guy with a smile on his face. But you can kind of see in his eyes that he is a simmering pot of rage and fury, and that monk-like tradition is but a thin veneer. But for the time being, he's pretty happy to be here despite the spookiness of the full moon.
Now, sorry, I might have missed if you said it, but you're the whole scarred orc, which means you have lots of scars along your body, but the color of your skin is distinct.
Yes,
correct, from this possible connection to Krugga.
Yeah, Krugga with his gray skin, who had that, I believe we divulged in his little intro vignette that he had experienced some troubles at sea, woke up from a near drowning, or maybe a full drowning, who knows, to a gray pallor about his skin, and
a death adjacent experience.
And Krugga is bright green. He's more what you'd expect to see for an orc.
More classic, in coloring. Well, James, I'd like to ask you what Arthur does and says at this very sudden orc, this very familiar face, though it's been a while, just sort of looming over you in the night.
Hey! Oh, I heard you snoring there.
Krugga?
Yeah!
Krugga is... How long has it been? Are we at the Rod and Bow Club? I was having the most wonderful dream about re-winning this ribbon for having the best lemon bars in our time.
I hate to pull you out of that one, buddy, but I think we got some trouble afoot. It's been a while, and it's great to see you, but something spooky's going on.
There's trouble in Otari.
Whoa, what the fuck was that?
No, Ayla's not there. Ayla's not there.
Episode title drops.
What
on the screen.
what trouble do you speak of, old friend?
I can't.
Sit with me while I get my bearings. Perhaps make a small pot of coffee, and maybe I have a bite to eat in one of these pouches here. What brings you back to the Rod and Bow Club, friend?
Well, I've been out on a spiritual journey of sorts. I'm really finding myself. But no time for that. I've got a lot to say about it. But for now, I've come back to reconnect with Otari and reconnect with my home. But something is afoot. I don't know if you've noticed. This moon, extra full tonight, and the beasts, they don't skitter as normal. They skitter menacingly out there.
Then it is good that you have come to aid us, old friend. For I may have put on a little extra bulk in the intervening years. It may not be... Yes, thank you, Goatku. We all know how you feel about it.
Oh, he is a witty one.
It is not where a young man would put the bulk. And he tries to flex one of his little shoony paws, and it is definitely not there that he is bulked.
If you could cast Speak with Animals right about now, or whatever equivalent, Goku would be like, he ain't heavy, he's my brother.
Who can blame you? Those sausage rolls do look delicious.
He pulls one out of a pouch that's clearly been there for a while and
I
offers it to you.
love them congealed, thank you.
It's fresh enough to not be molded, but it's definitely covered in lint.
Yeah, it's cold, yeah. He pulls a second one out of the sleeve of his robes. Starts eating that one.
Think I found the problem.
You'd be the only
You found
character.
the problem with the moon?
Oh no, with
It is so beautiful out here tonight.
it is beautiful. I wish we had time to really languish in this in this beauty, but I fear we must kind of make haste towards the Rod and Bow Club. There's really something going on here.
Arthur turns around in his seat and looks at the front door.
As you
Okay,
do,
I think I can make haste about that far.
as you're exchanging these pleasantries and these warnings, a window at the far end of the length of the porch flies open, and out soars a brightly feathered serpentine creature screaming with joy. Look how
Look what you've
pretty
done.
I am!
Krugga leaves.
Whoa! Wow! Krugga, you're back! Look! I'm so pretty!
Krugga grimaces. Oh, fuck. Then he turns with a big smile on his face. Ollie! So great to see you.
Krugga obviously cringing while trying to remain patient and pleasant. Memories of his original very brief encounters with Ollie just flood back with tiresome banter exactly like this. And Ollie quickly returns through the window, brimming with excitement, extolling the news of Krugga's return. He flits and flaps about the common room of the lodge, bumping into a chandelier, blowing a handful of candles along the way. And a couple of such candles are on top of a table scattered with books and scrolls. A piece of parchment flies up from the table with a sudden shift of the air currents about the room, and a slightly gruff yet nonchalant half-elf snaps it out of the air with a quick hand. And the sound of the snatched page causes Ollie to start as he remembers his company that is inside the lodge, and a shivering ruffle of his feathers shakes through his whole body. Cam, who is this half-elf?
This half-elf is Talford Rawline. He's about 6'4" or 194
he's
centimeters
tall.
for those of you that use the right measurement.
Much taller than I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Talford was always tall. Lanky, starving artist body, wears a black short sleeve, like tunic, almost t-shirt, with a like cashmere duster that has absolutely seen better days. You see bandages from about his elbow down to his hands, wrapping around, covering it, You see little bits of blood peeking through some of the bandages, and he stares Ollie in the eye directly, doesn't say a word before setting the paperback down, smoothing it out, maintaining eye contact with the bird.
Not quite bird. Kind of like a Coatl-esque creature, or related to. Yeah, like a flying serpent with feathers. Yeah, Cam didn't interact with Ollie originally, I don't think. Maybe very briefly, yeah. But Ollie's been around. And, yeah. And,
it looks like a Dratini Pokemon.
Yeah, more or less, but with wings and feathers, yeah. The what's in front of Talford on the table and everything?
In front of the Talford is just all sorts of different scrolls written in esoteric symbols, complicated math formulas, and there's a book that is acting as sort of a cipher page for writing down notes of what these different things mean and how they relate to other things. And as he's puts the paper down and smooths it back, he takes a long drag of his cigarette, still staring at Ollie. And then just goes back to reading, his eyes almost crusted as if he does not blink.
Okay.
Yucky.
And Ollie's nerves become a bundle in only the way that Talford can seem to invoke in him. He's always been absurdly obnoxious, but for some reason Talford sets his nerves on edge, and he flees away from the common room into the kitchens to the north, and a few pots and pans can be heard rattling onto the floor in his panic. And this sudden racket is exactly the sort of thing that a very different half-elf would shake his head at with annoyance, but also usually find a small smirk on his lips to match. An unexpected chatter outside the window of this half-elf's office, especially this time of night, would also normally see him draw the curtains to spy who was there. But tonight, it is all dull and distant noise for him. On his desk are the neatly aligned ink pots of various imported pigments for mixing, and a variety of avian and rodent quills, rubber stamps neatly sitting next to stacked envelopes, ledgers marked business and professional on the covers. What has this half-elf's rapt attention is a letter in his hand. Scott, can you describe this half-elf to us?
Yes, this is Aelin, and he is a half-elf around 6 feet tall. I don't know what that is in centimeters, though.
You haven't been listening to Encounter This, have you?
No.
We do both now.
Short cropped white hair, milky white skin, a scar under his left gray eye, and then he's just wearing brown leather armor as per usual, with a blue traveler's cloak strewn over his chair back. A little bit of crimson accents to his armor, and hanging from his waist, from his belt, is a little cloth that has a black wine tree on it. Aelin Weinmar, and that is his disguise.
All right. And just before we move on, we should give a big thanks out to Cam's partner, Cynthia, for the artwork, the sketchings for these characters. They are awesome.
Shout out. They are tight as all hell.
We have no skill in this regard, and we've always wanted to see some of these things come to life, and her black magic fuckery was so quick to pull these out. Like, holy crap, amazing. They're so awesome. I literally was like, I wish I had a character for her to draw. So I was like, Gerald's next. Gerald's gotta be next. It's gotta be Gerald.
Or Ollie.
No, Gerald. Forget Ollie. We got artwork for Ollie. Absolutely amazing. But Aelin is in his office, and there is a letter in his hand, but there's also a letter on his desk. In fact, that letter he was thrilled to read when he arrived early from his travels. He was out with David Ettercap, the ghostwriter of his new book of memoirs, and that letter on his desk had finally confirmed something after nearly 2 years, that he would indeed eventually become the rightful owner of Maunder Castle and Bridge and all appurtenances thereto. But the letter in his hand, well, it seems to continue and end a very personal branch in his story. The letter he received on the road needed confirming, so he rushed back, and that confirmation is written in this letter between his fingers. Chalkface is dead. Scott, would you care to explain who Chalkface is? In case we didn't, it's kind of explained in the lead-up stuff to this, but not in a basic breakdown bullet point form. Can you explain that?
So Aelin was known as the Veil, and he was part of a small crime syndicate between him and his, I guess his best friend, Din, and they lived in the puddles in Absalom, which is a pretty rough quarter of the city. And Chalkface was the leader of the rival gang known as the Pond Kickers. So when Aelin left Absalom, he had Din go execute Chalkface. But there was a little bit of mystery as to if he had completed the task or not.
Yeah, because it was part of the sort of, ritual, I guess, of if you're going to take over, you're going to prove yourself, right? And as far as you knew, as far as Vale or Aelin knew, Din was successful. Otherwise, he might not have passed it on to the mantle to Din. But
well, it was just a quick mix of that, but also because he left to go legit in Otari, it was trying to wrap up loose ends. Chalkface had basically had a hit out on Aelin. Aelin wanted to leave, so you know what? You just gotta chop off loose ends.
But
slit throats and bounce.
But after you had left, and during the travels to Otari and the necessary adventures that connected to that, you caught wind of some information from the Leadbuster lads, who were once employed by the Pond Kickers. And that news was that
correct,
Din was dead at the hands of Chalkface.
Correct.
And true to form, trying to go legit, you had decided that Aelin would maintain the secrecy and try to avoid said possible loose end. Now, of course, I'm sure you did your research to try and find information, but I will tell you now, nothing came up. But what has now come up is this sudden letter saying Chalkface is dead, and now this confirmation letter that you have sought out. And it's sent to you quite anonymously. You'd think it would give you some relief. And I'm sure it has in a way, but what accompanied the letter has set Aelin's nerves on edge. Because there was a sealed glass jar filled with formalin, and inside of it, floating, what the letter claims to be, are the eyes and brain of Chalkface himself. Again, anonymously written, quick to the point, the letter offers no extra information, no demands of thanks or gratitude, or even hints at motivation, not even a signature. The letter simply contains a mysterious statement of fact. It says, Chalkface is dead. Here is the proof. For old time's sake, nipped it in the bud. And Aelin kind of leans back in his chair and lifts the letter up for a moment, and the light of the full moon spills onto the page through the sheer curtains at his window and reveals the words written in invisible ink that he had found and just needs to reread one more time. It's a single final line that says, "No use crying over spilled blood." And that is when Arthur and Krugga wander into the front door, and now is when Krugga would be meeting Telford for the first time.
So I says to him, You know what, Krug, I'll just tell you later. This is Telford. He is one of Mr. Weinmar's current guests.
As much as I hate to walk away from a good anecdote, nice to meet you, sir.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. And Talford will discreetly close a book and slide it into a pouch.
What do you got there, words?
Yeah, they're words. Lots of words. Do you have anything else to add on to that, or?
Mr. Telford is a student of the mind, if I understand correctly, which I most assuredly do not. But that's what I've been able to boil it down. He reads books about making his brain bigger like you make your muscles. And he pokes at Krug's calf, because that's about head height.
I do most of my thinking with my muscles, so it's nice to meet someone on the other side of that coin.
Talford just stares you down, and it looks like he is literally dissecting you with his eyes, just seeing where muscles would connect with tendons.
Pretty impressive.
No, you are indeed very strong, I can tell that much. As in terms of making my brain bigger, no. Unfortunately, my skull prevents that from being an option. Lord knows I've tried.
I mean, I got bigger. And Goatku got bigger. I believe in you, Mr. Telford.
The Lord knows I tried. It was good.
Now, with all these voices gathered in one place, and all these silenced, presumably for the night, Aelin remains lost in thought. But somewhere in his subconscious mind, he keeps track of his surroundings. He's used to that, watching his back in so many ways. As he stares blankly kind of through the letter, he wonders what's keeping Miroslav and Jakira. They usually stop in for a few drinks at the Crow's Casks after picking up supplies, but they're much later than usual. His eyes move to the window for a moment. The pale light of the moon spreads enough light across the room that the lit candles inside seem redundant. Knowing Miroslav, they'll probably use the big thing in the sky as some excuse for staying longer and drinking more. And Aelin gets up from his chair. He places the letter in a drawer on the desk and locks it. And he heads into a small bedroom attached to his office to the north, closes the door behind him, creating another barrier that nearly completely drowns the noise of conversation of the others in the common room. And as he gets ready to settle in for the night, he hears the din of their voices. He very obviously notices another voice, sounding almost distant, but it's from the other side of the other door in this room that leads to the hallway between the rooms. In the hallway where no one else should be. Aelin, what do you do?
Aelin will lean down to a chest beside his bed, a footlocker if anything, and silently removes the elven curve blade. With that in hand, he leans upon the door and listens.
You hear this voice. It's like muddled, but feels nearby. And it's sort of like gruff and exacting. And you hear the words, "How did you find this place?" The second voice responds, but it's garbled and warped. You can't quite tell if it's from the door or not. Only bits and phrases come through as you listen closely. It's something like, "Innumerable demiplanes, timeless in their very essence. One simply needs time." What do you do?
Aelin will open the door as silently as he can.
You open the well-oiled hinges on your Rodden Boat Club bedroom door. And you can hear the first voice respond again as if floating invisibly on the air. You see absolutely no one in the hall. And it says, "I see. And this place, it's significant?" You pause and wait, and the other voice responds again, still garbled, as if not by the door, like you might have first suspected. "You can imagine. Thinning veil, dark tapestry. Absalom." You unconsciously shift your weight, and suddenly a floorboard creaks underfoot. You still see nothing, but swear you hear a physical reaction from the voices, wherever they are. "We're not alone, it seems." And suddenly, black smoke suddenly starts to pour out of the far corner of the hallway. And you hear, "Find this place. Abomination vaults." What do you do?
Roll title.
So Aelin, with one hand on the curved blade, will first grimace at the fact that he made a sound in the hall. Will slide into the hall, and moving towards where the smoke is, opens the door to the common room. Just
sorry, at this point, can you move yourself on the map here? You should see the smoke in the corner now.
yes. As he passes the common room, he flicks it open. Says, "Telford, here, now!"
You flick the door open, and as soon as you yell that, in a way that Aelin might never really quite comprehend, but I can tell to you all, it's in these jerky motion, as if you hit fast forward on the VCR and then hit play again. And then fast forward on the VCR and hit play again. And this creature steps out of the smoke in these jerky, fast forward moving motions.
Ooh, it's cool.
It's this it's this four-legged, emaciated, not quite hound-looking creature with these big teeth and bulbous gray eyes and this long tongue, and it just steps out of the smoke, and as it does, the smoke dissipates, and behind the creature you can see someone laying on the floor. And I need you to roll for initiative.
Oh, baby.
Real quick, Freeman, for our younger listeners, when you said the VCR thing, that's like if your streaming was like having buffering
There you
issues.
go. And then it catches up. Yeah.
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 Thank you
Yeah.
for that. I didn't know what to do for them. Someone's gotta stay relevant. Thanks, Dunk.
I just don't know how long that VCR reference is going to stick around as relevant.
I mean, he didn't go with Betamax, so I think we're safe for a little while.
Well, no one went with Betamax, and that was the problem.
All right, let's get some initiative. Aelin, you're in the hallway. What did you get?
27.
All right, Telford, you've just been called out to. What did you get?
Talford, in a fit of annoyance at being suddenly yelled at to do something, rolled a 2 for a 17.
He gently puts the legs back on the ground, the two legs, and back around the chair.
Yep, finished putting everything, nope, gently tucks it back in, taking his time.
Kraga is already a little bit on edge from what's been happening in the forest, apparently. What did he get?
Krugga just kind of happy to be around some friends. Got an 11 on the die for a 21.
Okay, and Arthur, just waking up from a nap. How's he look? How's he faring?
He may be heavy, but he's still pretty quick. He also got a 21.
Oh, okay.
It's like we're vibing over here.
Who's got the higher initiative?
They can just decide between themselves when they talk.
Can they? All right, sure. Who wants to go first?
You can go first, Chris.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm looking a little more enthusiastic right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Arthur's like mid-joke.
Put a pin in that one, little buddy.
All right. We're going to start the encounter with this creature eyeing Aelin. And it is going to suddenly lunge forward towards Aelin, getting itself right in the open doorway that Aelin just kind of reached over and opened up, and is going to come at you with a jaws attack. Its toothy, sort of weird, smiling canine face comes at you for a 35 to hit.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so Aelin
Jesu Cristo.
is going to use Nimble Dodge.
Okay,
And-
probably a good time for it.
Yep, we'll use his reaction for a +2 to make his AC 26. So it'll be a hit, but not a crit.
Not a crit. Okay. You're going to take 27 piercing damage.
Yikes.
And it's going to follow up with a wicked, let's see here, claw attack.
No thanks.
Which a 20 to hit. Rolled terrible on that.
Miss. Still
so you take a big hit.
Ducking and weaving.
Yeah, tries to get another one in, and you just adjust accordingly. It is your turn.
Okay. So Aelin is going to use his first action to put his second hand on the Elven Curve Blade, as I think I specifically said he was only holding on to it with one.
Well, you did just open the door, too, so I guess that makes sense.
Yes. Okay. And then he is going to feint.
Okay.
And
It's been a while since you did this. That's a deception check.
Doesn't seem very practical.
No, just hit the floor.
Just pass
He's
out.
just gonna. Yeah.
He's
Aelin
playing dead.
passes
He's
out.
playing dead.
That's why they call him the opossum.
That's feign death,
The
not
old
faint.
fainting
Yeah.
bow strategy.
so this is going to be a deception check against your perception DC.
Okay, perception DC. I've got it. What do you got?
That is a 33.
Okay, that's a success.
Just a regular success?
Just a regular success.
All right, so you are flat-footed,
Okay,
and I
Off
will
guard?
strike out.
as it were.
Yes, off guard. And I will strike out with the Elven Curve Blade. And I also will have, Jesus Christ, it's been a while since I played a rogue. Because I have sneak attack right now, I also get my precision damage. 33 to hit.
33 is a hit. Yep.
So that is going to be... unfortunate at 6 points of damage from that. That is,
That's it.
yeah, 4 on 2d8 plus 2. And so that's 2 1s. And then 1 on each d6 for my sneak attack damage.
You
so
rolled
that's
literally mid-on damage across the
buddy.
board.
literally the worst. But
Okay,
that
you
will
are-
be my turn.
There's a part of Aelin that is shaken in this moment, not just because he's been attacked, but because as he has been attacked and he quickly dodges and he gets ready to take this blow, he glances past this creature and he's pretty sure he recognizes what body is on the floor.
Tell me who.
I need you to roll me a fortitude save, please. As this creature's eyes glow balefully and cause painful but bloodless wounds to rip open in your body.
Well, it's a pretty solid roll. 27.
Basic save, that is a meat to beat. You are going to take 8 slashing damage just from its gaze. This is an aura. It is a 30-foot emanation. I have put a thing on the map to remind you all because I'm bad at it. If you will have to roll a will save, you can avert your gaze for a bonus, or you can shut your eyes and go blind if you want to avoid this. But it will hit you all at the end of your turn. Krugga, what do you got?
Okay.
This thing is immediately in the doorway to the north of you, into the hallway. You can't quite see Aelin, who would be to your effective right or to the
Oh,
east.
he knows the sound of Aelin getting killed by something.
I am at half health already. Just
Keeps him
to
up at
throw that
night,
out
even.
So, Krugga will, first action, activate his Bracelet of Dashing And second action, book it to the east through Aelin's office.
Okay, you're gonna have to open that door.
Oh, that's one action, isn't it?
Yep.
Ooh. Actually, okay, so if this door is open...
And metagaming wise, the other door to Aylin's room is also closed, because I made sure that was part of the made sure that was part of my narration.
Okay.
Fuck you.
So Krugga, very wisely, seeing a closed door, is going to stride to the north and attempt to tumble through.
Okay. Tumble through to get to the other side of the creature.
That will be
that is going to
acrobatics versus your reflex DC.
That is correct.
27.
Not gonna do it. It's close, but it's not gonna do it.
Okay, well, not too happy with that. He will attempt to strike. So is it one action to... Sorry, yes, one action to tumble through
Correct.
while you're striding, so it was only one action so far. Okay, then he will attempt a shove.
Okay. So that's gonna be athletics versus fortitude, probably a little more in your purview.
33.
Against fortitude, that is a success.
Okay, so you're gonna move back 5 feet.
Okay.
And then third action, he's going to enter a dragon stance.
Okay. Third action, enter dragon stance. God, I love the sound
Yeah,
of
so
that.
he sees the thing, he shoves it backwards, he is just like starting to get furious, and then he kind of centers himself and goes into this weird kind of crouching tiger, hidden dragon kind of stance.
So you like run up this thing and try to get through, and it's weird, jerky, like fast forward moving motions where it seems to be catching up with the buffering, as you said, like on a video. It just stops you in your tracks. You can't seem to get by as you suddenly you're like, I can't predict where it's going to go. And so you just end up shoving this creature, and it makes this weird, otherworldly, kind of echoey yelp as it's shoved back into the wall behind it. And then you enter into a stance ready to continue your assault. Arthur, you're up.
First action, Arthur would like to recall knowledge.
Recall knowledge. You are looking at occult, my friend, or applicable lore. I think your lore is what? Fishing lore?
Scribing.
Oh, okay. You have no idea. You doubly have no idea. It's my way of ruling a critical failure.
Right. That's kind of what I
Yeah.
You forgot something you knew.
You're pretty sure it's a lemon bar.
Okay. Are you ruling that Arthur has line of sight on this creature through the doorway?
No.
There's no light source in front.
Yeah, I don't have accurate right now.
Real
But
quick,
I think the
will save or whatever for the gaze.
Oh yeah, thank you. Will save for or fortitude save for Krugga.
Oh, fortitude save. Too bad, I rolled 2 will saves. No, actually the fortitude one's better. 27.
That is a success. Meet to beat again. You will take 7 slashing damage as bloodless wounds start to rip open on your body as well.
Well, they look right at home, huh?
Here, I just enabled vision. I think it should work for you.
It does, and I can see half the creature.
Okay, then I think it's a kind of a maybe not, depending on what you want to try to do, I guess.
I want to cast a 2-action spell.
What spell is it?
Calm.
Ooh. Sure. All right. What does calm do?
You forcibly calm a creature in the area, soothing them to a non-violent state. It is a will save. A success is a -1 penalty to the attack rolls. A failure's any emotional effects would be suppressed, and the creature can't use hostile actions. And a critical failure, but hostility doesn't end
Okay.
the effect.
So this is a 10-foot burst. So it's not necessarily about seeing the creature so much as making sure you can place it in a spot that that affects it. Bearing in mind, though, this doesn't appear to be something that you can not affect your allies with. It's not your enemy targets. You can't create exceptions. It's everyone in the area. So where you're placing it there, you can't see.
I'm assuming that he knows the layout. Yeah, but I mean, can he target? Does he have to see to target?
I think
Yes, he does.
As a general baseline rule, yes, you have to. You have to be able to see what you're targeting.
Okay.
Line of effect is important.
Okay, if you're ruling that he can see, he's got partial vision. With his next 2 actions, he will cast Forced Mercy on this creature.
Okay,
I
do
like the sound
tell.
of that.
What's that?
So it softens the target's blows, ensuring it avoids vital areas, costing no lasting harm. All physical damage dealt to living creatures becomes non-lethal, and all persistent bleed damage dealt by the target is reduced to 0.
Oh, okay.
So that is a DC 22 will save.
Okay, let's see what I get here. Roll pretty good. 28.
Okay, that's a success. This is only in effect for 1 round.
Okay, so non-lethal damage for 1 round. Persistent bleed would be reduced to 0. Okay.
Yep.
Hold me true to whatever that is. That's 2 actions. What else you got?
That's all 3. Recall knowledge, force mercy.
Right. Call knowledge. Thank you. Telford, what horrors lie within your mind?
Arthur needs to make the save.
Thank you. Thank you. Fortitude save, please, Arthur.
Yeah, that's a natural 20 for.
Oh.
Okay,
Heyo.
you are unaffected.
And
You hold up a sausage roll and that rips apart instead. You're like, no.
Yeah, I guess so.
did Krugga want to follow after Shep?
Oh yeah, I forgot I could do that. Yes, he did.
Okay.
Well, because that's part of the action, is it?
Yeah, it's part of the shove action.
Okay. I actually was thinking that was just on a critical success.
That critical is 10 feet.
Yep, right.
It's just 10 feet and you can still do it. Okay, cool. That's awesome.
So Talford is going to stride southeast 10 feet. And then you watch as his eyes go completely white and the blood vessels start rising up as they crisscross across his eyes. And he casts Organ Sight.
Okay.
Like Portland or
Yes, like Portland.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now when I
Otherwise known
cast a
as
spell,
Portland Landmark. Yeah.
when I cast,
What do you need? Sorry.
and when I cast a spell, I attempt a special recall knowledge check using medicine to spot and discern a vital organ with a +2 circumstance bonus. And so here you go. That is a 32.
Okay, so this is recall knowledge with medicine, and that is a success.
Okay. So the next time that I strike it with strike or spell that deals piercing or slashing damage, I will deal an additional 4d6 precision damage.
Jesus.
Oh, jeez. Okay, but this is a special recall knowledge. Does it offer you normal recall knowledge
No.
outcomes? Okay, it does not. So you still don't know what
Not
this
at
is. You're just trying to pinpoint a weakness.
Yep, I'm just looking for something
All
to
right.
blast.
Classic Telford. All right, move, cast Organ Sight. Leave it to Cam to have all the weird ones.
Yeah, I go out of my way. Is it a fortitude save or a will save?
It's a
for me?
fortitude, please.
It's just like a video
All
game
right.
where the hitbox is just a glowing liver on the thing.
Yep. I go into VATS.
Yeah.
But that is a 19.
That's a fail. You are going to take 16 slashing damage as wounds start to open up on your skin as well, probably underneath those bloody bandages on your arms. And it is going to be this creature's turn again, who is going to suddenly disappear in front of your eyes and reappear right behind Telford and lunge at him with this smoke just like in its spot, and then starts to pour out of the corner of this common room right next to Aylin's office, and it leaps out with a Jaws attack for 23 to hit.
That is a hit.
for 17 piercing damage, followed by a claw for 22 points of damage. Oh, sorry, I got 22 to hit. Sorry.
22 will hit.
Okay, for 18 points of damage. So
All
17,
right.
18 back to back. Bam, bam.
And that's all non-lethal, Telford.
Okay.
All
know.
non-lethal. Good to know. Yeah, thank you. And Aelin,
Sorry,
you're up.
Freeman,
This
did that
thing is
count as a
just-
move action that the creature used?
Where it disappeared and reappeared? Do you have attack of opportunity?
I have, stand still as a reaction.
Not a move action.
Okay.
But technically it would be a manipulate action if someone has AOO, reactive strike.
I do, but I don't
I do.
have any. I don't have
Reactions.
any reactions.
Oh, yeah. Oof. You do now because it's your turn. Brutal.
Okay, so Aelin, hearing the commotion in the other room, is going to slide past Krugga, and
Oh, hey, Ellen, nice to see you.
he nods, and will move to the south of Talford, and will
Realizes the
attempt-
front door is open again, even though you're trying to keep the heat in during the cold months coming up. It's open a fucking again. God damn.
He thinks about the wood budget, and as he approaches the creature, he flourishes the elven curve blade, attempting to feint again. That is a 24 against your perception DC.
That is a fail.
Okay, and we'll just strike out with a regular attack.
Okay.
20 to hit.
Miss.
Yikes, rough turn. And then I guess I got a big old fortitude, which I am about to fail. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
24.
You have failed it, my friend. 15 slashing.
Well, that was a real
More.
poo-poo turn.
Non-lethal.
More bloodless
Non-lethal.
wounds.
I'm almost
Krugga.
dead. Hey, oh, sorry, one question.
You weren't. Telford is.
All physical damage dealt by the creature is non-lethal.
As I moved past there, who did I see on the ground?
I don't want to say yet.
Oh,
Oh, no.
for the listeners, I'm trying to build some mystery.
Yeah, I told you I'd railroad this. Move on.
Son
Krugga,
of a
what do you
bitch.
got?
Okay.
Okay. Krugga, ignoring the obvious corpse on the floor, strides. I guess we've got this thing cornered, but not
I will
flanked.
say, I'll give you this. Krugga does not recognize the corpse in the floor.
Oh. Okay, so seemingly indifferent to this corpse that he doesn't know, he strides into the room north of the creature. First action, I think he's going to attempt a trip, which is athletics
Okay.
versus reflex DC, 33.
33 against my reflex is a success.
Okay, you are prone.
Prone I go.
And then he will bring down his leg in a dragon tail attack. Just a big ol'
yeah.
chop downwards. With
I just love the idea of you just doing a standing splits and then just the foot coming down
Er,
on its head.
Yeah, I guess I might as well flurry of blows it, because he's a monk and he can.
Heck yeah.
You got this, Krugga.
Thanks for the moral support. Okay. With a map -5, 28 to hit.
28 hits.
13 bludge.
13 bludgeoning, all right.
And one last map -10 with a 10 to hit.
All right. And that is a miss.
I figured. Okay, so the last one, he just hits his heel off the ground. Ah!
Yeah. And you immediately notice that this creature does not take much of that damage.
Uh-oh, he says.
Arthur, what do you got?
Arthur is gonna start blowing stuff early, I guess. First action will be to battle medicine Aelin.
Okay.
We'll go for a DC 20 here. It's a 34, so that's a critical success.
Critical success.
So that's 17 back for Aelin. Same for Talford. That's 32. Also critical success. That is fucking 8 points back for Talford. Sorry, bud.
I appreciate it, small shooty.
And final action, he will avert his gaze.
Okay. Avert the gaze. Yeah, sorry. We didn't do it again. We get a fortitude save from Krugga, please.
28.
28 is a success. You will take 9 points of slashing. And Arthur, you have to roll yours, but you get, I believe, a +2 bonus to it with averting your gaze.
Okay. That's a 32. 21 on the die.
32 is a success. You say 21 on the die?
Yeah, I rolled a 19 and with the +2.
Success, so you take 7 points of slashing.
It's not a critical success.
It's not.
I don't care for
that. 27 is your baseline.
It's as high as I can possibly roll.
Didn't you get a critical success?
I rolled a natural 20, so it increased the rate.
Actually, that's a good point. Thank you for that. Means you are immune for 24 hours. Critical success.
Oh.
I told you I'm not good at auras, everyone. This is a known fact. Call me on everything.
Typical.
Yeah,
Call me on everything.
You got the aura.
I do know what this creature
is. You just forgot how it works.
Classic Barn.
Yeah.
Can I, I guess you wouldn't know he's immune, so. Okay.
No, I feel like we can roll that action back if you want, because you did not take any damage the first time, and you were like, no, I have a handle on what this thing is doing to my allies. For some reason, you overcome it, even if you don't understand it. I think we can roll that back.
He's just gonna step back 5 feet.
Okay, gets a little bit out of the way. Okay, perfect. Now it is. Wait, where are we at? Okay, it's next. It's Talbot's turn.
Wait.
Okay.
I want to roll a perception check for Goku.
Okay, yeah, because Goku is outside resting by the fire on the beach. Classic Goku.
That's a 22.
22, absolute signs of combat. Though how
So
familiar
Goku
is
will stride over to the front door.
Bear in mind, everyone, Goku is a large goat, large creature, very big, lumbering, large goat. It's so good. All right, Talford, what do you got?
Talford, seeing this creature on the ground, unleashes his psyche, his bandages falling off as you see esoteric scarification starting to glow across his arms and hands as it just manifests and the wind starts whipping around him, and he clenches his hand, blood dripping down around an invisible imaginary sword as he brings it down on this creature in front of him with an amped imaginary weapon. And slashing. And attack.
And hit all the buttons appropriately. Ready,
There's so many
go.
buttons. That is a 26 to hit.
Wilson is prone. That is a hit.
So bringing down for 5d8 plus 10 damage for 39 points of damage plus
Okay.
12.
All right, 39 points of damage plus 12 of the same type.
So that's 51. It's precision damage.
Oh, precision damage. Okay, that's important. Yep. So 12 precision damage. Okay.
And then it's going to stride 30 feet away to get out of this creature's gaze, and just honestly, Talford is bleeding profusely even after the patching, and so just
There's a
trying
part
to
of me that wants to ask you why Talford chose 30 feet.
I have 30 feet move speed, and I'm trying to get as far away as I can.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure you're not metagaming the wrong way.
No.
Just keep an eye on you, Cam. Just keep an eye on you. And suddenly the creature disappears and reappears next to Arthur and goes in for a jaw strike at 35 to hit.
That's a crit.
And Arthur takes 30 piercing damage. And a claw comes at him again, but only for an 18 this time.
That's a miss.
Didn't it have to get
Okay.
up before it moved, or can it bamf from the
did
ground? Ooh.
It bamfed from the ground. Again, big puff of smoke, and the smoke starts pouring out of like the sort of angle on the floor and the wall, and as this creature just like launches itself out of the apparent corner there and attacks. Aelin, what do you get?
Aelin starts to take off at a run and leaps/slides over the large dining room table in the middle of the room, moving into flanking position across from Arthur, and will strike out with the Elven Curve Blade.
Okay.
Son of a biscuit. That's a 3 on the die. You know what? Fuck it. Hero point.
Everyone starts
That's
with a hero
right.
point.
There we go. A little better. That is a 29 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, so that is going to be 14 points of damage. Slashing.
Some of it's slashing, some of it's precision, or no?
Yes. 9 slashing, 5 precision.
Quick question, maybe Cam might know the answer quickly. Does the piercing go through if the slashing does not?
The precision?
Yeah.
God, I actually don't know. Hang on.
Damn it. I hoped you...
I do. Precision is counted at the same time as everything else. So yes, it would. It's counted as all one attack.
Oh, okay, so it counts the same amount of damage.
Yeah, so if he does, like, if it has resistance 10 to something,
It does.
and he does 8 with the sword and then 12 with the thing, it'll be,
okay.
10 points of,
Okay, so it's actually, you're only... of your 14 points of damage, you're really only getting 4 through from your precision.
Also, I forgot this on my first attack, but I have something called Twist the Knife. So,
Okay.
yes, so I believe it's one action. After stabbing your opponent in a weak spot, you tear a wound open. You deal persistent bleed damage to the target equal to your number of sneak attack damage die. So, you have 2 persistent bleed damage.
2 persistent bleed. Okay. Normal DC 15. All right. Applied. We'll see how that goes down.
Yeah, and that's my last action because that is an action.
Okay. Twist the knife. Pretty cool. Krugga, what do you get?
Krugga, feeling a little emasculated by Talford's actual, effective use of damage compared to his ineffective use of damage. Goes running to the west. So he's gonna clamber over the table. Just to note, it's not gonna matter right now, but because of the dragon stance, he gets to ignore the first square of difficult terrain while striding.
Nice.
He's going to attack with a flurry of blows. I did forget to mention the first time, but we're gonna see how it works now, that he has Stunning Fist. So, if any of
also, doesn't Flurry of Blows stack its damage as if it's the same hit?
correct, but he only hit once.
Oh, you only hit once. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I also failed my fortitude save.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is brutal. This is a brutal fight. I love it. That's 19 slashing. Go for it, Krugga.
Okay, so he's going to flurry of blows with his dragon tail. First one's a 19. I think this might be the hero point time. 25.
It's a miss, since you're not flanking.
Eesh. Second one's an 18. I'm gonna assume that misses too, because that's how math
Yep.
works. And third action, he'll attempt to recall knowledge.
Yeah, you're rolling really bad. You moved first, didn't you?
It was a flurry of blows, buddy.
Oh, flurry of blows, 1 action, 2 strikes.
Suck it, Barn.
Suck it, burn.
Muck that barn. Muck it.
Come on, muckruckers. That's gonna be a occultism, if you got it.
Oh, 5 on the die for 13. Rolling
nice.
like shit. That is so
Arfer.
episode 100.
It's a bad start. You're caught by surprise, but this fucking crazy ass creature on your home turf.
Fortitude save.
Yeah.
Fortitude.
I'm gonna
Oh,
ask
fortitude
you
save,
for,
please,
for
Krugga.
something
Yeah.
for free.
A further 5 on the die for an 18.
It's gonna be 10 slashing. Thank you. Go ahead, James.
So Arthur is now that he's seen this thing up close, and he's lived a lot of life. So I'm going to ask you for this outside of a recall knowledge. Obviously, feel free to deny if you feel it necessary.
Yeah.
Would he think that this creature is a fiend?
No. This is like absurdly alien to him. And I will tell you now that it is a rare creature. It's something.
I know what it
Yeah,
is.
okay.
I just
It is
Need to make a
something
call.
very, very specific to a very particular scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Arthur's going to spend 3 actions and pop off a 3-action heal.
Okay. 30-foot emanation, go.
That's 13 healing to everybody but the Hound of Tindalos.
Can you choose not to target the Huntington Lows?
I can. I have selective energy.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I needed that.
And I asked because I also have Holy Castigation, just in case.
Don't know what that means, but it sounds awesome.
So my heals damage
Holy
fiends as
castration.
though they were undead.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. That's you. Big old group heal. I love it. Salford, you're looking a little better. You were looking bad there. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Arthur, fortitude save.
Nope. Critical
No,
success.
critically
Damn
succeeded.
it. I'm so bad at them.
Nice try.
Talford feeling
Trying to get me back for
Team
that blue
effort.
ribbon.
It's a team effort.
Talford feeling slightly reinvigorated by the healing powers of Erastil, even if it makes him feel sick in his stomach, is going to go ahead and cast True Strike and then an amped telekinetic projectile.
Okay, what are you throwing? What in this room of many objects do you throw at this creature?
I think that I break off a piece of the chandelier and
Okay.
cause it to spin end over end to do slashing damage to it.
Okay. I was gonna say if you
And
hurt
then-
that piano, I'm gonna be angry.
Yeah, Aelin looks upon in horror as Talford is picking apart the rod of
Beautiful
Bow.
Talford
elk
is- right now
antler
does not
chandelier
give a
just falls apart.
And is going to go ahead and I should be keep higher. Okay, perfect. Wow, rolled horribly on both for a total of 22 to hit.
That won't do it.
That is my turn.
Okay. It is this creature's turn. And it is going to, you guessed it, disappear again. Reappear next to Krugga. And jaws attack from behind as more smoke billows out of from the wall and the floor. 34 to hit.
Ah, clever girl. That's a hit.
Okay, not a crit.
Not a crit.
Okay, 17 damage.
Okay.
With a claw coming in behind it with a 32 for another 22 points of damage.
Okay. That's not great.
Was that a manipulate trait to move away like that?
Sure was.
I would like to take my attack of opportunity.
Okay. I will tell you right
Also
now, it
need
is
my
casting a
aura
spell when it
damage.
does this. Oh, thank you. Fortitude damage. You take... Aelin, what do you got for your AOO, your reactive strike?
That is a 25 to hit.
Oh, before it moves, it's flanked, so that hits.
That is going to be 7 points of slashing, 3 points of precision,
Total of 10.
total of 10.
You smack it, and it doesn't even seem affected at all.
But Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't used an attack of opportunity. Do I have to critically
to prevent an
disrupt?
action? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be a critical
Okay.
success.
Fair enough. And also, don't forget
Good call, though.
your persistent bleed from last round.
Right. It's into my turn now. Damage does not apply because bleed is physical damage. It has physical resistance 10.
Okay.
It's not actually bleeding. Aelin, it's your turn.
All right, Aelin, just going to continue chasing this thing in hopes to land something stronger, I guess. Aelin moves to the south, up to the creature, and would like to attempt to intimidate it with his intimidating glare.
Okay.
Yikes, that's going to be a fail with only a 3 on the die for a 15.
Yeah, no way.
And then, in frustration, strikes out. 31 to hit.
That hits.
15 points of damage. That's a little bit better.
So frustration does you well. It takes 5 damage.
And I will roll, say, 28 on the fortitude save.
28 on the fortitude, thank you. That is a success. You will take half. I rolled low there, so you're gonna take 4 slashing damage.
Ooh. And that's me.
Krugga.
Okay, Krugga. With Aelin right next to him will turn. Hey, I love what you've done with the place, Aelin. Nice sturdy tables to fight on, come on. And he will clamber down, stride to the east of the creature to put it into flanking. Start a flurry of blows here with his dragon tail. 33 to hit.
33 hits.
Okay, so that is 22 bludge.
Ooh, all right.
And I need a
12
fortitude
goes
save,
through.
please.
Fortitude from me. 17. Well, not great.
That is a failure, so you would be stunned 1, keeping in mind this does have the incapacitation trait, and it is a level 2 feat.
Does the feat level come into play for that, or is it more the character level for this sort of thing, Cam?
I'm not 100% sure.
I'm pretty sure it's not feat level because it's not. Because I assume that fortitude save scales with your class DC.
It says if a spell has the incapacitation trait, but it doesn't say anything about a feat.
Yeah, that's the. I feel like I got spells down more or less, but the other stuff is a little bit more wonky. But you have to kind of consider you're a level 6 character. What's your sort of spell cap equivalent level?
It should just be the class DC.
No, we need to figure out like a level equivalent though, because that's how fucking that shit works. It's kind of stupid the way it's set up. I think I'm still not happy with it.
Yeah, the class DC is what gave us the DC 22 fortitude save.
Right.
Any creature above your level automatically does 1 degree better on their save.
Effectively, okay. Because usually the highest level spell level you can cast doubled is your level, rounded down. So thank you for that, Cam. So it is incapacitation, which makes it this thing is higher level than you, so it will be a success, I guess.
Okay, so unaffected, but I still get
Okay.
another strike with that flurry of blows.
Okay,
24 to hit, flanking,
that's gonna be a miss, even flanking.
dinger. And third action, he's going to draw a healing potion.
Okay. Arthur. Oh, actually, Krugga, fortitude.
25. Gonna need that healing potion.
16 slashing, my friend. Arthur, what do you got?
Arthur, with his first 2 actions, is going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
And it's going to appear in the space directly in front of this creature and make an attack.
Is it a giant sausage roll?
It is my deity's favorite weapon, so it is just a giant ice blue longbow that's going to essentially just boop it on its head.
Okay, I don't have a token for that right now, so just theater of the mind, that, my friends.
Well, it looks like a
doesn't take up
sausage roll in
space
my
or
mind.
Grant Flanting, so it's fine.
It was a 15. I'm going to hero point that. That's a 17.
No.
I'm assuming that's still a miss.
Yep.
Cool if I rolled higher than a 5 every now and again.
I hear you, bud.
I feel like you say that a lot.
Facts.
Okay, that's a cast. The casting includes an attack, I assume.
Yeah, it does for the 2 actions. I guess he's going to try and command animal.
Oh no. Okay. What's Goku up to?
Talford raises his
No,
hands
not
above
not
his
heroic.
Goku,
Oh.
the Hound of Tyndall.
Oh, you're
Talford raises. Oh, I was ready
Yeah.
to give up my spirit energy to Goku to save us.
Let's go for the-
Goku is just like
Let's go
running
for your
around
mom.
out.
Kamehameha!
Okay, so you're gonna try and command the animal of this creature you're fighting.
This whatever this thing is.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna try and get it to drop prone. Just bad dog. Lay down. You'll get tummy rubs and sausage rolls. That is a 19. So this is a nature check against the animal's will DC.
I mean, I think you know. Even Arthur knows in his gut that this is a futile effort because this is not an animal. It's definitely not an animal. Does not have the animal trait.
Yeah.
Not gonna work.
I figured as much. Okay, and Goku's gonna move his 35 feet back to the front door to block this.
Okay. Telford. Oh, sorry. For fortitude.
Nope.
Doesn't need to.
No,
God
critically
damn it!
succeeded.
Get it together, Barn. It's episode
Look, I'm trying to
100.
be good at it. I'm trying to be good at it, and it's making me bad at it. It's so annoying.
Talford is going to his nose starts bleeding and his eyes are blinking quickly as he goes into stupefied and is going to attempt to make a medicine check against this creature to identify some form of vital organs. Rolling a natural 1. That seems like a hero point.
Yeah, buddy.
30.
30. Okay. That's a success.
All right, and then is going to
Is this
through
like part
the
of your?
pain-
Sorry, this is part of your organ site. Like, do you
This
are
is
you
part of my
casting it
organ
again?
site. I don't cast it again. I can spend an action to make another recalled knowledge check at the same DC to get that 46 precision damage.
So you've effectively cast it on yourself, and it allows you to do this over and over. Is that how that works?
Yes, that's why
okay.
I described my eyes going super
Right.
bloodshot
Okay. Cool.
and white
Cool,
and everything
cool,
else.
cool.
And so then I'm going to send another telekinetic projectile amped down range.
Okay.
Go for the pancreas.
I prefer the liver. 28 to hit.
28 hits.
I hope that was amped. We will see. Okay. 21 points of damage from the telekinetic projectile, and then 15 points from the precision damage from organ side.
Okay. You batter this thing brutally. It's just these otherworldly yelps just start coming out of it as just everyone's swinging at it and everything's flying at it, and this thing comes down on it, and it yelps in this like horrible fashion that kind of pierces all of your ears, and then that's the end of your turn, right?
I did make my stupefy check. I rolled a 15 for the flat check.
Thank you.
But yes, that is the end of my turn. And I need to give you a fortitude save. 23.
23, you take 10 points of slashing as this creature vanishes from your eyes in a puff of smoke and does not reappear.
I would like to take my AOO.
Okay.
Ooh, tough roll. 20 to hit.
No dice. It vanishes
Boo.
from the Rod and Bow Club, and that is the end of the encounter. You take a moment to try to gain your bearings on what the hell just happened. And as you do, Aelin, it occurs to you, there was someone in the hall.
Yeah, so Aelin slumps back up against the piano and then immediately remembers that and quickly darts out into the hall.
He darts out into the hall and finds a small, young Shuni impossibly on the floor. It is Raphael, Arthur's nephew. Dead.
What?
And that's what we're going to call it.
Motherfucker.
Wait.
What? Suck it, Barn?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for episode 100. Let's go. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greg Hood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.